Hey everyone, Cameron and Jessica with CBM Reviews here. This is my wife. Say hi.
Hi.
And we're here to give you our non-spoiler review of Avengers Infinity War. Avengers Infinity War was directed by the Russo brothers, and if you've seen a Marvel movie and you've seen the characters in those Marvel movies, they show up in this movie. Like, they're all there, pretty much. Because it's a non-spoiler review, I can give you the story setup and then maybe a few things about characters, but not give any of the important plot points away or any surprises. And there are plenty of surprises. To start off, this takes place pretty much right after the mid-credit scene of Thor Ragnarok. Thanos has got his crew, which is called the Black Order, and they're after the Infinity Stones. And you have... Gosh, it's so hard not to give any of the story away. And so you have different factions, different Avengers, Guardians, what have you, trying to stop Thanos from getting all the stones. So that really is all I can tell you.
Pretty much.
This movie, you need to go in this without knowing anything that's about to happen. You will have the best time doing so. I want to thank so much the people who made these trailers that I was afraid that they were giving some things away, and they did not. I was so surprised in so many different instances, even in scenes where I was like, oh, I know what's going to happen. I didn't know what was going to happen.
You're wrong.
I was wrong. I've never been so happy to be wrong. I'm going to give you my opinion of the movie, but my opinion comes from a huge fanboy opinion. My wife is going to give you the casual moviegoer's opinion of it, because I don't have that. I have that diehard fanboy opinion.
I will say, I was really excited. Like, I'm normally into the movies, but now that I know a little bit more about what's going on. By the way, he does not like it when people talk during the movie, so I hold my questions until after the movie's over, usually in the car. Then I ask him like 3,000 questions and he answers them, and I'm like, okay, and then I piece it all together. But I enjoyed it. I kind of was able to follow the storyline for the most part. I was trying to piece together all the characters from previous movies. Without spoiling the movie, I mean, I'm gonna have to watch it again. I'll just say that. Like, there was parts that I missed because, you know, when you first go to the movies, everybody laughs at everything and they laugh a little bit too long, so you miss the next line of something that was very important that happened. Somebody snorted. Like, they laughed so hard she snorted during the movie.
I remember.
That was ridiculous.
It was way too long.
Way too long.
It was way too long.
There are so many emotions in this movie. So many. I didn't experience them all. Somebody did. But it's very unexpected. There was some humor in there, of course, but there was some serious scenes. He was an emotional wreck. I mean, he cried, y'all. Yeah, I'm telling it all. He cried. Like, I didn't cry because I'm not that diehard movie fan like he is, but I felt his pain because he squeezed my hand so hard when the tears just... Okay, I'm exaggerating. He did cry, though.
She is exaggerating.
You did cry, though.
Yeah, but I wasn't going to tell them that.
There was never a dull moment. You know, it's not very kid-friendly, though, so I wouldn't bring anyone younger than 10. We had a crier in the movie, too. So we had a snorter, we had a crier, and we had a talker. So, from a comic book fan and a comic book movie fan, and when I say comic book movie fan, the multiple ticketers, the dissectors, the deep divers, this is going to be a love letter. A lot of times when you see a great comic book movie come out, you say, oh, it's a love letter to so-and-so. And this one is.
Specifically, this one's a love letter to two different people. It's a love letter to Jim Starlin fans, and it's a love letter to anybody who has followed the Marvel Cinematic Universe from 2008 on forward. The ones who watched the movies that were amazing, the ones who watched the movies that weren't so amazing. And when they watched the ones that weren't so amazing, they watched them again because they wanted to make sure that they didn't miss anything. They understood the story wasn't as good, it wasn't as great, and the villains weren't as compelling or exciting, but still, there were some things that they didn't catch, and they wanted to make sure that they got them. And in all honesty, I think every single movie is referenced, even the ones that aren't so exciting. So those of you who aren't fans of Iron Man 3, they reference things in this. Those of you who aren't fans of Thor: The Dark World, they reference things from that one. So it was actually worth going through this whole retrospective, because when they make these really small nods, you catch them, and it's great. They go to different places that we haven't seen before in the cinematic universe. They revisit characters that we haven't seen in a while in this, none of which that I will spoil. You will be so pleasantly surprised when you see them. And this gets Thanos right. The Thanos that's in the comics has a different motivation than this Thanos. But what's...
This Thanos?
Yes, this is comic Thanos. And the Thanos that we have in the movies is completely different. Sure. This Thanos wants some loving from Lady Death. The Thanos that we see in the movie he's trying to be merciful, and in his mind, he's going about it the right way, but in everybody else's mind, it's not so. That's as deep as I want to go with this review. There are emotional roller coasters that you see throughout the movie. Bring a friend, even if it's a friend who is a big fan of these movies. They'll tell you the things you don't know. If you're the fan, you can tell somebody who doesn't know as much as you. If it's somebody who you need for emotional support, they're there. Thank you. And lastly, I'm gonna give this a grade. And I know I really avoided a lot of the main points, the main things here, but if I have to give this a grade, oh boy, the score is to be continued. I can't give one now.
To be continued.
To be continued. And there's a reason why I need to watch this again. I have to process this thoroughly in order to give it a grade. Whenever I go through the story, I go through the visuals, I go through the direction and the acting. And right now, I'm having a hard time finding any flaws whatsoever. There is no such thing as a perfect movie. And so I'm going to go to nitpick this thing to the bone. And I'm going to give you a much more thorough, much more thought out grade during my spoiler review. So stay tuned to this channel so I will give you my spoiler review and my final grade then. If you have seen this, please, please, please do not ruin this for anyone else. I knew about some things that were probably going to happen. I did not tell my wife, and she enjoyed those things freshly as if she had no idea, and they weren't spoiled for me. I read comics.
He reads comics.
I read comics.
Because he's a comic book nerd.
I am. So that's it for Avengers Infinity War. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed my beautiful co-host, hit that like button. And if you're new here, subscribe to the channel. Share this video with all your friends. So as always, this is Cameron.
And Jessica.
With CBM Reviews.
Wait a minute. Always. This is on my first appearance. So that means I'm going to come back on the second video?
You coming back?
Can I?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
We coming back, y'all.
Coming back.
For part 2.
Spoiler
Spoiler review. We'll see you next time.
Bye.